Hi Tom, great to see you again yesterday. Super session, covered a lot of points, especially after the lesson. Hope we enjoyed chatting. It's great to find a little bit about yourself, your game and your aspirations for the future. Now then, session wise, quite a simple change that we made. We've just narrowed the stance up a little bit. What we're seeing here on the left is a stance that's very wide, and as a result the centre of your swing now is back of the golf ball a little bit too much. If we look at when we narrow the stance, the centre of the swing now is not quite as far behind the golf ball. The more on top of that golf ball we can keep the swing centre, or the less behind we can keep the swing centre, the less from the inside we're going to tap the ball. So we're going to get a little bit more control of the path of the golf club. At the start of the session you were hitting the ball lovely, but it was quite high and it was quite substantially right to left. At the end of your lesson you saw an improvement in your ball flight. The flight came down a touch, which was good, but also it was less to the right and less to the left, so you just softened up the shape. If we take a little look at what happens now as you go back, because of the wide stance you have this appearance of being very much behind the golf ball at the top. When you narrow the stance off, you have the appearance of being a little bit more centered at the top of your backswing. It isn't that you move off the ball a great deal, it's just the fact that you've preset that position due to the width of stance. Whenever you get a little bit too far behind it, as you're coming into the golf ball, you're going to hang back a little bit too much. You can see there your swing centre never gets back onto where it was originally, and as a result you've got to just throw the club head at the ball a little bit. As I said during your session, big improvements. You're much better at that position than you were. You can see there your right arm's expanding nicely, left arm's in a much better position. However, there's still the remnants of the way you used to swing, the left leg bracing, jumping out of your own way and throwing the club head at the ball. That's going to take a few months to get rid of, a little bit of hard work on your part, but as we can see here, when we narrow the stance, we now get the swing centre back into position. If we look at where we were on the left, we never get back onto that swing centre. You can see there, if you look at your sternum where your shirt is, you can see that the zipper on your sweater never gets back into its original position, whereas here on the right with a narrower stance you get a little bit more back on top of the golf ball, and as a result you don't need to flip the club quite as much, and you've got more control over the starting direction of that golf shot. When you stay behind it a little bit too much, the ball's going to start more to the right, and what we saw here was a ball starting much more on line. As I said, good luck with it. Work on those little tips we talked about with your putting as well. I'm sure you're going to see some marked improvement, and I'll speak to you again in the near future. Well done.